Hi, I'm Rick Wilmore. I'm the theater manager at the Merrimack Theater at the St. Louis Community College in Kirkwood, Missouri. I'm going to take you on a brief tour of the theater and just show you around, kind of get you acquainted with what we have to offer. So come on, let's go. The theater is located next to the Student Center on campus. When you walk into the theater, the first office you should encounter is this one. This is the Theater Administrative Office. In here you will find our theater production assistant. That person can help you with different events that might be going on in the theater. She can help you with anything that might happen on campus, where to get help with registering for classes, how to find classes, anything you might want to know about the theater or the campus in general. This is the west lobby of the theater. There's also an east lobby. If you come to see one of our productions, you would enter these lobbies, walk down to the end of the lobby, and the doors on your right would go into the auditorium. That door on your left is my office. As a theater manager, you would come to me if you wanted to know information about renting the facility for an event, or if you were interested in working on a crew for a show, or if you were interested in anything about the theater program, I could guide you in the right direction. We also have a full-time theater supervisor. His name is Darren Thompson. Darren is also one of our designers here, and you could talk to him if you wanted to work crew for one of our theater productions or help backstage with the building or painting of scenery. This theater was built in 1972 and was designed by designer Ned Lustig. Ned has designed several theaters in the St. Louis area. He designed 2 theaters at the Merritt's campus in Fenton, as well as the high school theater at the Lindbergh High School. It is a proscenium style theater. What that means is there's an acting space and there's an audience space. Between those two is a wall. The hole cut in that wall between the two spaces is called the proscenium. This space was designed to be used for a variety of different types of events. One of the ways in which this was to be accomplished was, if you look directly in front of where the main drape would be, or the proscenium, you have what we call the apron. The apron part of the stage is divided into 3 sections, which are elevators. These elevators will go all the way down to the audience level, and they will go 3 feet further than that to create a pit or an orchestra pit if we do a musical production. Another way they made this a multi-purpose theater, if you notice, there's a space in the seats right there in the first 4 rows. There's one there, and there's another one over here. Those first 4 rows of the theater are mounted on carts. Those carts have mechanisms on them that we can crank them up on wheels and move them about. So what we can do, we can lower the elevated lifts down to the audience level, push those seats onto the lifts, take the lifts up to stage level, and then push them in the back and get them out of the way. That would create a giant acting space down here on the floor. If you remove that center section of seats, there's another elevator there that will also come up. That will create a thrust. A thrust is a stage that has audience members on 3 sides. It creates a runway sort of thing. This is a view of the theater from the perspective of an actor. Just to cover some brief theater terminology, all directions and locations on a stage are given from an actor's perspective. That means if an actor is standing on stage, like I am, this would be stage left, and this would be stage right. Toward the audience is going to be downstage, and all the way behind the actor to the back wall of the theater is upstage. The place where the audience sits is called the house. If you look all the way to the back of the house, there's a wall with 3 windows in it. Above that wall, there's a space and there's a pipe hung in that space where lighting instruments are hung. This is called the BOH, which stands for back of house. As we get closer to the stage, there's another pipe that goes all the way across where lighting instruments are hung. This is called the FOH for front of house. Also in this theater, there are slots cut in the walls. They're called antipros. Other lighting positions are the pipes that hang over the stage. These are called electrics. The electrics are numbered starting with 1, and they start 1 being the closest one toward the audience. We have 4 electrics in this theater. On the stage right side is the pin rail. The pin rail is an iron batten fastened to the floor, and it has iron pins in it that are removable. Attached to that are ropes. These ropes go all the way up to the grid of the theater, and 3 lines will go across the grid, and they'll drop in different places, and we can tie pipes or battens or scenery, and we can raise and lower them from this point. They are counterbalanced with these sandbags. On the upstage right corner of the stage, there are 2 large doors that go into the theater scene shop. This is where all scenery is built and painted, props are constructed and made, and anything else that we might need for technical things for a theater production. We have a workforce of a shop foreman that is full-time. We also have student workers that work for us, and we also have student volunteers that will come back and work on scenery for our productions. We keep an archive of our productions by painting a block on the wall each time we do a production. We label the block with the month and the year that production was done. We have a block for every show that we've done since the theater was built in 1972. This is the stage left side. If you come over here, there are a few steps that go up that will exit the stage and auditorium area. Back in this area, we'll find several different places. One of them is, straight ahead, is the studio theater. The studio theater is a black box theater. It's used for mounting small one-act productions. It's also used as the classroom for the acting class. It's used as a workspace for the theater improv club. And it's also used to teach design and technical classes. If you exit this space, turn left into the hallway, directly across from the theater is the costume shop. We have a costume designer that designs all the productions for our show and keeps track of inventory and supplies. She works with student workers and volunteers that might be interested in learning the art and craft of costume design and construction. As you go down the back hallway of the theater, on the left is the green room. The green room is a lounge area for actors during a production. Right now it is under a state of reconstruction and is a little bit of a mess. But there's a monitor in the corner. During a show, they can watch the production on that monitor because there's a camera in the theater. And also, they can be contacted by the stage manager or other tech crew through the intercom box on the wall. The stage manager and the crew that have headsets can talk to anyone in this room, the costume shop, the dressing rooms, or the front theater offices. As you walk back out into this hallway, also on our left are 2 dressing rooms. There's a men's dressing room and a women's dressing room. They are equipped with makeup tables, with mirrors, lockers for actors to put their valuables in, as well as places to wash up, toilets, and showers. Well, I hope you found this jumpy little video somewhat helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the theater or you just want to take a closer, more detailed look, please feel free to stop by. I'll be more than happy to show you around and answer any questions. And I promise not to put you to work. Maybe.